So I am kind of new to these YouTube lives, so bear with me. I am just kind of figuring these out. I do them on TikTok, but I don't do them so much on YouTube. Anyways, yeah, I'm just sitting here. This is my little sanctuary where I do like my meditations. I do some videos, things like that. Um, and I kind of just wanted to come on here and see what's going on and how everybody's doing and talk about some things and see what questions people have. So, one of the things I really talk about a lot is intuition and how to really use your intuition, how to really understand your intuition. And I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily know how to like hear it and understand it. So, um, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now, just talking about intuition, psychic abilities, um, and any questions that people have. Let's see. So there's not really anybody on here. Um, yeah, I kind of put this space together for a little peace and tranquility, a little meditation area. I'm huge on meditating. I feel like it's a big thing when it comes to being in connection with yourself and understanding your higher self and just like the world around you. When it comes to protecting your peace and having better judgment. So, meditation is huge. It's not something that everybody thinks you have to just kind of sit there and in a quiet space. I prefer to do it that way, but I also do it a lot when I'm out in nature. I will go out in nature a lot by myself. I'll go to the beach a lot. Sometimes I just go for walks and just think about things and how life is, let my thoughts flow and deal with things like that. But yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about meditation. So basically, I just want to talk a little bit about, some psychic abilities, intuition, any questions that you guys have. I feel like it's really important to kind of understand that about yourself, and it has changed my life in so many ways. I started meditating roughly 9 years ago. I do it quite often. And like I said, it's not something I do all the time in quiet. Sometimes I go out into nature, I go to the ocean, I do a lot of different things. There's a lot of different ways to meditate. And it actually helps you understand your higher self as well as understanding your intuition and things like that. Um, I do readings. I've been doing them for same probably about 9, 10 years. I do not do tarot readings. I do spiritual readings. So that's a huge thing for me. I feel like it really helps a lot of people, and that's just something that I really pride myself in. Um, yeah, so I don't really know where to begin because I really don't do YouTube lives, but I figured I'd start, and I don't really know if anybody has any questions or if you just kind of wanted to just listen to me yap away, but um, that's where we're at. So it's kind of, I'm on the East Coast, so it's 6 o'clock right now. Um, and just kind of figuring things out today. I got this little setup that I have going on. It's pretty good. Kind of making like a tranquil place for like a place for me, but I wish that I was able to see some questions that you guys had, or if you wanted to ask questions, that way I would be able to answer them and give you some insight and with the questions that you do have. But when it comes to like psychic abilities, I think a lot of people think that it's like this really special gift that that you have to have, that you had to be born with it. But that's not true at all. Psychic ability is something that you master. It's something that you learn by meditation, by knowing your higher self, just taking time out of your life to really connect with yourself. And the more that you do that, the more that you enlighten yourself, the more that you are aware You will start noticing a lot of things. A good way to enlighten your intuition and enlighten your psychic abilities is journaling. That's a huge part. And the reason I say that is because journaling, when you do journaling, you can literally write down your thoughts. It doesn't matter if you think it's a crazy thought, if you think it's just like out of the norm, because it came from somewhere. And I'm a huge believer that, we connect with so many different things. And I feel like every thought has millions of different outcomes. But if you write things down and you journal, you will be able to see a pattern and you will be able to refer back a week later and go, oh my God, I can't believe that I really knew that before it happened. And another way to like practice your psychic abilities and your intuition is to, I know this is going to sound crazy, but it's such a good way, is to get like a deck of cards. This is just something that is simple, it's easy, or you can do like, something, a game of some sort where you have to kind of guess what is there or the color of it. And I think that um, the more that you do that, you can kind of like sense what the color will be. So I think that that's a big deal. Um, Hold on one second. And so it's just one of those things where, you just have to kind of find your place and what works for you. And the more that you practice it, the stronger you'll get and the more that you'll be able to connect with things. So I think it's really important. And I don't know if anybody has any questions, but I would be happy to answer them. I also want to do like live readings. I do that sometimes on my TikTok. Live readings are something that I do often. I actually do like random readings too. I don't know if you guys have seen my videos, but I do random readings and it's not really random. I mean, obviously, I was connected to that person for a reason. And the other day, I actually had a gentleman that we were together and I met him and I told him, I asked him if he knew what a medium was, and he said yeah. And I asked him if he knew what a psychic was. He said yes. And the reason I ask that ahead of time is because I want to give them the opportunity to either like say, I'm not interested, or yeah, I'd like to hear what you have to say. So as I proceeded, I asked him, did you lose your grandmother? And he was like, yeah. And I said, okay, because I want you to know that I feel like you had a really strong relationship with her, a strong connection. It was something that was really important to both of you because I feel like she was like a huge mother figure in your life. And he just started crying. And I felt so bad, but I asked him, I said, can I hold your hand? Touch his hand. And he said, yeah. So I touched his hand. And I told him that when she comes through a lot of ways to connect with you, and she'll come through in a red bird. And he lost his mind and he's like, oh my God, I've been seeing this red bird. And I told myself, oh my God, I think that might be my grandma. And he goes, so what happens to us like when we die? And I said, from my perspective, and I will only say it from my perspective, is that our energy is so vast and huge and it's kind of compacted into our physical body here. And once the physical body passes away, energy is so, I mean, it goes on for eternity and it never dies, it only transforms. So, energy, our soul, whatever you want to call it, can be multiple things at once. And I said, and that's one of the ways that she comes through because it's what you'll notice. Like, you'll notice that red bird. So, she does that. And I said, she also comes through in other ways too. So, anyways, we had this discussion and he was very grateful and he told me it's really weird because when she passed away, it's been really affecting me. And I've been having to go to therapy because of it. And I said, well, I know that you're meant to come around me today. And I was meant to deliver that message because obviously it was important to you and you needed it. So I felt like it was really, something that it was not random, it was needed. Like, I feel like people sometimes cross our paths and they really need that love and that compassion and just to know that they're not, you know, alone and that our loved ones do live on, their energy does live on. It's not so black and white. There's so many things to our existence here and beyond. So, yeah, I've been working in mediumship and stuff for a long time, and it's just something that I really love and I pride myself in because I just feel like it's a really important thing, and a lot of people shy away from it, and they're like, "Oh no, I don't, want that in my life," or, "That's so taboo." But I feel like if you really go back and search history, you'll understand that it has been around for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and we're all supposed to have that gift, and we're all supposed to use it. I feel like we get caught in this world here, and we just think everything's so black and white that we don't open our minds up to what is out there and so much more that is beyond, you know? So, but anyways, I just wanted to do the short live and I just wanted to put myself out there. If you want to follow me, that'd be great. And I hope that you liked what I had to say. So we'll talk more about it another time and stay blessed. Take care.